goodness! Damn time machine! I can't see a thing. Ah, that's better. What a beautiful day. Only a mild smattering of pigeons. Ugh, I wouldn't look in there if I were you. That's better. Gavin must have left this rag out when he cleaned the photomographs. I ought to tidy it up. Me being chased by a giant man-eating tortoise. I've never been so mildly afraid in all my life. What a tedious death that would have been. Gavin, my trusty manservant, and I in the Peruvian jungle. He's a cyclops, strong as an ox, but terrible depth perception. Last year's trip to the centre of the earth. Got a lovely tan. Ha-ha! My Stanley steam lift. It makes traversing these cumbersome stairs a breeze. Seems to be a little stuck. Blasted pile of rubbish. Where? Gigantic diamond? Sounds legitimate. I've been telegram spammed. A message from Lord Arthwipe. Maybe he has news of an adventure.
Sir, is that you? Yeah!
Have you locked yourself in again, Gavin?
Good morning, Mr. Fiddle.
Ah, there you are, Gavin. Where have you been?
I was just, deflating the Zeppelin, sir. I did not hear you walk down the stairs. Did you sleep well?
Unfortunately not. It was a restless night, embothered by some strange dreams. My mind craves adventure. And without it, I fear I'm going quite mad. It's been 2 months without the slightest expedition. I'm becoming a little worried. What shall I do if I can't do my adventurings?
Do not fear, sir. There is an old Peruvian saying. The forest is full of trees.
Quite. My dear mother, I owe her so much. Approximately £12,000 and a new gazebo. A fossilized dinosaur egg.
But which came first?
Just some artifacts I picked up on my travels. My prized possession. An actual tyrannosaur arm bone. I'm writing my autobiography. A fiddle here and there.
It is a most gripping read, sir.
A rather cheeky specimen.
Oh, there you are, Bertram.
Good morning, dear heart.
It's nearly 10 o'clock. I hardly call that morning. Haven't you got some adventuring to do?
Alas, no. I have been looking, but I just can't find any expeditions worthy of my talents.
Well, if you don't find something to adventure soon, I shall require that you find yourself a proper job.
It's not that easy, my dear. You can't merely go outside and find yourself in a world full of unimaginable creatures. Adventure strikes when you least expect it.
That as may be, I am accustomed to certain standards, Bertram. Being respectable costs money. Your mother agrees with me. She has mentioned there is a very respectable position at Mr. Dulsworth's soap company providing telegrammatic advertising. The hours are long and arduous, and the work repetitive and uninteresting. But you would receive a steady income, Bertram.
My, is that the, I really must be off.
Bertram, caviar doesn't just grow on trees.
There, my dear. Don't cry. I'm sure that... I'm sorry, dear.
You have until the end of the day to find suitable employment, or I am calling Mr. Dulsworth.
Oh, well, of course, my dear.
Thank you, Bertram. Now, could you do me a favour?
Well, I do have an appointment with Lord Arthwipe.
For goodness sake, Bertram, I don't like you running errands for a dreadful man. It's just not becoming. Now then, can you take Foofy to the groomery for me? It's on Groom Street.
Yes, of course, my dear.
This is all very tiresome. I'm going to lie down.
Bothersome creature. Basket! Foofy! Foofy, basket! What's the matter, Foofy? Hopefully that will keep him quiet for a while. It's lucky I have such spacious pockets. The door is locked. What am I to do? Back in 1878, I managed to hunt down and kill the majestic rhino bird. Up to my knees in adventure in Africa, just before I discovered the world's shortest river.
May I remind you that I possess immense strength, Mr. Fiddle. Yes,
Be a good fellow and move this cabinet, Gavin.
certainly, sir.
Fits like a key, literally. I must do as Werther asks and take Foofy to the groomery. He's rather unkempt. What a lovely day for a stroll. Why, there's hardly any drizzle at all.
There is a storm coming.
What a terrible little man. He never said sorry. Oh, I see. He's bemuddled our bags up. He's got Foofy. Rude man. Excuse me. Rude man. Why is he running? Here, watch where you're going, mister. Come on, Gavin. Do keep up. This way, Gavin. This way, Gavin.
I think we are gaining on it.
I'm sorry.
Rude. How rude.
Excuse me. nearly got him.
Do you mind?
Oh, my bad.
My oranges! My lovely oranges!
Ouch!
Are you okay, sir?
What's this? It appears to be a nose. He must have dropped it in his haste to scurry off into the shadows. Have you seen a short, shadowy, sinister-looking chap scurry by?
No, I'm afraid I haven't.
Evening, Burble! Did you see a suspicious, shadowy little man run by, perchance? I wish to return his bag.
No, sir, I have not. You should ask that Sherlock Holmes, sir. He's a proper detective. You can find him in the Adventurers Club.
Yes, I know who he is. I'm quite the detective myself, you know, blessed with a keen eye for detail. Let me have a look at that. Oh, look, a freak show is in town. Upgrade your moustache. A shilling? I'm not paying that.
Psst, over here. Emelina Snoopsworth, reporter for the Evening Burble.
Good day. Bertram Fiddle, leading Victorian explorator. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Yes, of course I have. Maybe you can help me. Are you a member of the Adventurers Club?
Indeed I am, madam. How may I be of service?
I'm investigating the ghastly murderings that have been happening, and I want to interview Sherlock Holmes, but he's a very difficult man to get hold of. They won't even allow women in this ridiculous, outdated, backwards club. It's 1884, not the Middle Ages.
Quite. As it happens, I'm going to see Sherlock Holmes now. Perhaps I can ask for you.
That would be most helpful. If you learn anything about the recent murderings, do tell.
Your Majesty.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Fiddles. The usual.
Yes, please. One can never have enough tea. How do you do, Sir Grouchly?
How do you think, Fiddle? Things haven't been the same since I lost my legs in Venice. Constant pain, Fiddle. Constant.
Oh, I am sorry. That sounds terrible.
You weren't there, man. You weren't there.
I'm afraid, Mr. Fiddle, you are not permitted into the gold members area. It is for A-list adventurers only.
I've never been so outraged. I need to see Sherlock Holmes.
Mr. Holmes has asked expressly not to be disturbed as he is working on the dreadful case of Geoff the Murderer.
I have my own case I want to talk to him about.
I'm afraid, Mr. Fiddle, you are not permitted into the gold members area.
Guy Hardwood, how are you?
Fiddle! Long time no see.
Yes, it's been a while.
Just telling Melvis here about my latest adventure. 4 months in Patagonia.
South America.
Discovered a lost world. It was well splendid. Yeah. Found this thing up a crevice.
Crevasse.
So thought I'd bring it back. Don't even know what it is.
Got a few ideas.
Crazy.
Prehistoric?
Ooh, porcupine canopies. A prickly aperitif. Lord Rochestamp has been asleep since 1882. A grisly and gnarled member. It's a very unique-looking creature.
Don't touch Fiddle. She bites. Not too keen on being cooped up.
You nearly took my elbow off.
But if she got out, who knows what she might do?
Pandemonium, I expect.
Is the lock safe?
Safe as houses, Fiddle. Paid top shilling for that beauty.
Time to cause a flap. Fly, little creature, fly!
Crikey!
Fiddle! You buffoon! What have you done? Bother and blast! Come back! Come back to me, oh!
Yes, here I am, right behind you, Guy.
Lord Cragglewedge,
yes, that's the spot.
first man to climb halfway up Mount Everest. It's quite an achievement. Yes. The infamous Jade Griffin. Sir Clive Odwing, the world-renowned ornithologist's private chamber. He's left his door ajar.
Do you mind?
Oh, terribly sorry. The door was open and I, no.
Ooh, down a bit, Sandra. Don't just stand there gawking, man. I'm sure it's nothing you haven't seen before. Ooh, you've got cold hands.
Is that the breasted wedgecock? Oh, my, I've not seen one of those for many a year.
Pick those leaves up from a fellow in Indies. Strong stuff. Good for relaxing. Help yourself.
I'll be off then.
Be a good fellow and shut the door on your way out.
Yes?
Ah, Sherlock's private room. No doubt where he works on his important cases.
Ha! I win again, Watson. You really are a dolt.
I'm sorry, Holmes. I'm trying. It's just I don't really understand the rules of this game. All your games.
Ah, Fiddle. What brings you here? Come to bore us with more tales of one of your piffling adventures, have you?
No, I'm on a mission to return this bag unto its rightful owner.
And who is its rightful owner?
That I have yet to ascertain. There are absolutely no clues whatsoever.
Have you tried looking in the bag?
Ah, I never thought of that. Oh, a head!
The features have been sliced off expertly with a sharp instrument by someone with skill and panache. Aha, this looks like the work of London's most elusive serial killer, Geoff the Murderer. Ha! Good luck finding him, Fiddle. The whole of Scotland Yard hasn't been able to track him down in decades.
I rather fancy my luck, Holmes. He can't be that far away.
You, Fiddle, you couldn't find your own tolly water in the toilet. I'll wager you don't even come close. If you can find Geoff the Murderer, I'll wear a woman's dress and dance the trifling gallop round the streets of Lambeth.
I accept, good sir. Nice to see you, Bertram.
Shush, Watson.
But that's not to be sniffed at. I might have an idea of how to find him, Fiddle. Have you ever heard?
Not a word more, Watson.
Watson is trying to tell me something.
Go away, Fiddle.
But
Shush, Watson.
maybe I could make something to calm Sherlock down. Oh my, that's a potent concoction. Try this one. It's a special blend.
Give me that. Being the world's greatest crook thwarter is thirsty work. What is in this tea? I feel somewhat strange.
What have you son? Is he dead? Don't worry, Watson. He's just sleeping.
Oh, I mean, good.
Now, was there something you wanted to tell me?
I know you'll think me silly for saying, but you need to ask the spirits for help.
Spirits? I am a man of science. I don't believe in such puffery.
No, Bertram. They exist. I have seen them with mine own 2 eyes. Sherlock says it was a seagull, but I know it was the spirit of the recently departed. The spirit sometimes lingers on in this realm, especially if it has been wronged. You should help her find peace by collecting the missing body parts. Try and find Count Fulchmuckle. He's a gentleman with an acquired taste, but he does have certain connections. I'm sure he can help you on your quest.
Have you found out anything yet?
Well, madam, I spoke to Sherlock, but he's somewhat occupied right now.
Typical. The conceited buffoon.
However, I am able to inform you that I, Bertram Fiddle, am now on the case of Geoff the Murderer, and I shan't rest until I find him.
Oh my goodness, this is wonderful news. Our readers will be delighted to hear about this.
You can tell your readers not to fear. I can be quite sleuthful when I need to be.
Here's my news blimp now. I must be off, Mr. Fiddle, but I'm sure I shall see you again. Good luck, Mr.